Live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. And since edutainment is what I do, I need you to do what you always do. You folks out there that's rocking with me, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Sharing is important. The Be Real with D-Real page, so that when new material comes out, you can get first crack at it, like this right here. If you dig what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to the Be Real with D-Real page. Ding! Okay, now. I don't know why I did that. I just wanted to make sure that y'all was along for the ride. What I want to talk to y'all about is a special term that was presented to me, and just so that y'all know, I am not above being edutained myself. We learn stuff until they put dirt on our face, until we on the south side of the dirt, and not so alert. My man D Steezel. I want to give a shout out to my man D Steezel, because D Steezel, in an exchange on another video, put this little jewel in my head. So ahead of time, thank you, brother D Steezel. Now, in case y'all was wondering, yeah, this is one of them videos where we call a certain group of people out onto the table for some of the things that they are doing, or in this case, what they're not doing. Allow me to introduce a term to you today. Let's learn a new word. Let's learn some new terms. Let me clear my throat so we can learn some new terms. Benign neglect is the term that we are going to learn today. And I hear a lot of y'all out there saying, D-Real, what is benign neglect, and how does it relate to what we're going to be discussing today? Well, after I tell you what benign neglect is, there will be no doubt in your mind while we're discussing it, while we're having discourse about it. Benign neglect, a noun, an attitude or policy of ignoring an often delicate or undesirable situation that one is held to be responsible for dealing with. Was it too lofty? Let me say it one more again. Benign neglect, an attitude or policy of ignoring an often delicate or undesirable situation that one is held to be responsible for dealing with. The Minutemen. Potentially, does benign neglect sound like something that the Minutemen are engaged in? Does it sound like Brother Nate Moore is engaged in benign neglect? Does it sound like Ryan Coogler is engaged in benign neglect? Does it sound like Kevin Feige is engaged in benign neglect? Now, if I wanted to, we could go through an entire timetable of information and catalog everything that was said in between December of 2020 and now. Everything that was done between 2020 and now. What was done, or what has been done, by Marvel Studios, Disney, Bob Chapek, Kevin Feige, Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, any of the above. What has been done by them directly to address the Recast Tchalla movement? Well, according to all of the resources I have, and according to a lot of content providers I deal with, and according to all of the videos that Marvel and Disney has put out, they have in no way, shape, or form addressed the Recast Tchalla movement. Has anybody at Disney Studios, Marvel Studios, Bob Chapek, Kevin Feige, Nate Moore, Ryan Coogler, have any of them addressed the 60,000 signature petition with regard to recasting Tchalla? Have any of them addressed the statements made by Derek Bozeman? You see where the benign neglect is coming from? They are ignoring it. You can't tell me they are gleefully unaware of the Recast Tchalla movement. You telling me TMZ actually knows something that Disney and Marvel don't? Help me understand. If there are people clamoring and complaining about recasting Tchalla every day on Twitter, I see a video every day from somebody on YouTube, other than me, of course, speaking about the recast. What else is there left to say at this point? At this point, again, I will tell you loud and proud, I'm past the recast stage. You have so much time to address the fact that I have a petition. If you don't address my petition, what recourse have I? You haven't spoken to me, Marvel Studios. You haven't addressed me, Disney. You haven't addressed me, Minutemen. You haven't addressed me at all. That is ignoring a delicate or undesirable situation. Ignoring a delicate or undesirable situation. How much money would you like to wager that if anybody from Kevin Feige, the Minuteman, and all the rest deemed to sit down with somebody in the Recast Tchalla movement and have that undesirable conversation, do you think they will come out on the other end of that conversation justified in their actions, justified in the words they speak? I don't think so. I mean, but I'm just one opinion. So I don't 100% know what they may have waiting in the wings. I can tell you one thing though, I don't give a shit because at this point, as I was always told as a child, your actions speak far, far more eloquently than your words ever could. And Marvel Studios' actions are speaking vividly to me. If you truly, truly are 100% unaware that there is a movement to recast Tchalla, do you think anybody believes that you are 100% unaware? 100% unaware? Nah, You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna go into shredding the movie. That's a different video. People who want a recast of a character in a movie you're making, it's your responsibility to deal with that, Minutemen. It's your responsibility to deal with that, Nate Moore. It's your responsibility to deal with that, Ryan Coogler. Instead of going into this ephemeral joy feeling that you believe people like Angela Bassett and Anthony Mackie and other actors that y'all got out here caping for this movie saying, oh, it's going to be better than the first one. It's going to be better than the first one, but y'all miss Chad. If you really thought that highly of Chad, you would have said, this movie is going to be great, but I don't think it would be nearly as good if Chad was here. That I could believe, Angela. That I could believe, Anthony. You know, but I understand that Angela Bassett and Anthony Mackie are both actors, and so they get paid to act. They get paid to say what's on the script in front of them. And sometimes, y'all, that ain't just a movie. That could be press junkets, interviews, all of that. What rule says an actor has to tell the truth every time they're in front of a microphone? Literally, acting is pretending to be something that you are not. Acting is literally effectively convincing the audience that you are something you are not. Why would an interview be any different? Benign neglect, y'all. That's a whole thing. And I get it. If you are dead set on making a movie you want to make, I'd ignore and neglect delicate situations too if I needed to execute my project. But before I execute my project, I'm going to make sure it's a viable project. I'm going to make sure it's a project for the fans. Because it's the fans that make comic book movies successful. It's the fans who talk to the non-fans and the casuals and tell them what they could expect, that whets their appetite to go out and see that movie. And then once they see that movie and get hooked on the beauty that is a superhero movie, then they on automatic dolo. You know what I mean? Automatic. We got to tell them nothing anymore. But what happens with that is they don't go back to comics and look and see all of the liberties that are taken with source material, all of the changes that are made simply to fuel movie directors, movie producers, and movie executives' manipulations, machinations, and narratives. I don't know what else to tell y'all. This clearly appears to be a case of benign neglect on the part of Marvel and Disney Studios and Misters Feige, Moore, and Coogler. It's been said. I mean, you can call this what you want to call it. You call it shots fired. You can call it a moment of clarity. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But one thing I'm not going to do is pretend like something doesn't exist because I'm uncomfortable dealing with it. That is a move of mendacity. That's cowardice, by the way, for those of you who aren't sure what mendacity means. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is a case of benign neglect? It sure sounds like it. Drop it in the comments. And as always, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, Y'all be good to each other. If they don't recast T'Challa, which they aren't, boycott Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. If they can't give us what we want, we can't give them our money. No T'Challa, no ticket.